This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
It is 5 o'clock here on your Thursday. Good morning to you. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. Here's what's making headlines on this January 16th. 2 high school softball coaches have been arrested and are facing murder charges. Who they're accused of killing and why.
Plus, major changes coming to Franklin Township schools, why the district is restructuring, and what that could mean for your students.
And the search continues this morning for a woman who drove her car right into a Westside business. Our Kelsey Anderson is live with the latest. But first, we need to get a check of your Storm King 6 forecast.
That's right. We had all the dense fog yesterday morning, really making a huge impact on the morning commute. Today, Todd, when I walked outside and saw it was clear, I was very thankful.
We can see clearly now.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, no visibility issues here this morning, but when you do walk out the door, it's chilly. You need to have the jacket handy. And today is really going to be the first day all month long where our temperatures, at least for afternoon highs, struggle to make it up closer to where we should be for our normal high this time of year, and that's 35 degrees. 31 in Bloomington right now, 30 in Indianapolis, 31 is the current temperature in Tipton, up towards the Peru area. 32 is the current temperature in Richmond. So starting off with these numbers, you think we would easily climb into the mid-30s and probably into the 40s. That is not going to be the case here today, but here is the visibility. And yesterday, this camera and every camera on the RTV6 Weather Now network was just locked in with the clouds. You can see the skyline off in the distance, and that is definitely good news for the morning drive as you get going. Skies aren't completely clear. We still do have some cloud cover around, but this cloud cover should start to burn off pretty quickly this morning, and that will leave us with a good amount of sunshine as we get into the afternoon hours. So you just got to be a little bit patient while the clouds are in place. We are not expecting any precipitation in this forecast, so that is definitely good news. So it's a seasonable day for us. Again, it's one of those days where it's going to feel a lot cooler than it has been, but nonetheless, it's where we should be for the middle of January. 20s through the noon hour, and then temperatures will eventually climb up into the low to mid 30s for your afternoon highs. The time now is 5:02. Let's get a look at traffic.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Here is a look right now over on the east side at your commute. Coming in from westbound I-70, a 10-minute drive, no delays from Post Road to I-65 at the north split. So that is moving along as it should be. Let's take a look right now from our INDOT traffic camera and show you what your roads look like this morning up on the north side. A live picture of I-465 in Keystone Avenue. No crashes or delays around the metro area to slow down your Thursday commute.
A terrifying moment caught on camera as someone crashes into this Westside business.
Our Kelsey Anderson is joining us live this morning with the details on this ongoing investigation as police continue to search for the driver here who was left fleeing the scene. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. You can see right here, it's still covered in plywood, but all these bricks are still laying here. This is where the crash happened, right here at Midwest Games. So take a look at this video. This is who witnesses say was driving the car yesterday afternoon. There were 4 people inside the store, including the owner, and thankfully no one was hurt. Owner Jeremy Steffen says the driver quickly got out of the car and took off, not showing any regard that she could have seriously hurt all of them.
Hops out of the car, gas and stuff, and fluids are coming out of the car. She starts to take off. We go out there to kind of confront her, be like, "Hey, you fleeing the scene?" And she's like, "No," and then she runs back and grabs her purse, and then just continues to take off. We weren't going to stop her, and weren't going to risk nothing like that.
Steffen hopes to have his store back open by Friday as long as it's safe for everyone. Now, if you recognize the driver who hit the building, you are asked to call IMPD. That number is 317-327-3811. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you. New this morning, 2 Jay County softball coaches are facing murder charges. We want to show you their mugshots.
Sorry, Kona. That was
31-year-old Esther Stephen and 18-year-old Shelby Heastan were taken into custody Tuesday. According to court documents, the women conspired together to kill 31-year-old Shay Breyer. Stephen and Briar were reportedly in a custody battle. Police say the women met at a church in Ohio, then picked up Briar. The three drove to a bridge where Stephen distracted Briar and he shot him in the back with a rifle. Briar was found around 2 Sunday morning and taken to a Decatur hospital, then transferred to a Fort Wayne hospital where he later died. Charges are pending.
At 5:05, changes impacting thousands of Indianapolis students will take effect in June. The State Board of Education voted to give control of 3 schools back to IPS. Under the new plan, Manual High School would partner with Crystal House International, eventually becoming another Crystal House Academy. Emma Donnan Middle School will be operated by a new company, and Howe High School will close at the end of the school year. The state took control of those schools years ago and chose Charter Schools USA to operate them. Some parents say they're seeing success under Charter Schools USA, and they're worried about returning to IPS control.
IPS that failed our kids once before, and they haven't proven much different. My son's a senior this year. I don't have to worry about it, but I'm sad for other players that I have that are at that school.
While the parents we spoke to were in favor of the change, saying having IPS control the school provides more accountability. IPS leaders say they will work with impacted students to place them in a new school that fits their interests. You can read more about this plan right now in the RTV6 mobile app.
Meanwhile, big changes are also coming to Franklin Township schools. Earlier this week, the school board announced plans to restructure grade configurations and school boundaries. Beginning next school year, elementary schools will be kindergarten through 3rd grade. Intermediate schools will be 4th through 6th grade. Franklin Central Junior High will be 7th and 8th grade, and Franklin Central High School will be 8th through 12th grades. School times are also changing. High school students will go from 7:30 to 2:15. Junior high and intermediate school students will go from 8:20 to 3:05, and elementary school students will go from 9 to 3:45. You can read more about the plan on the RTV6 app.
At 5:06, covering the Statehouse this morning, the push to toughen Indiana's penalties on stores for selling tobacco products to underage customers is gaining steam. Wednesday, members of the State Senate's Health Committee voted unanimously in favor of endorsing a bill that would raise the minimum age for smoking and vaping from 18 to 21. That's in line with the new federal law. The bill would also triple possible retailer fines to between $600 and $3,000 based on the number of violations in a 6-month period.
We're also following up on what lawmakers are doing to address Indiana's infant mortality rates. Call 6 investigates, reporting on the issue now getting attention at the Statehouse. During Governor Holcomb's State of the State address Tuesday night, he announced support for a pregnancy accommodation law. Under such legislation, pregnant women could get more breaks and temporary job restructuring. Advocates say those small changes can make a big difference.
Particularly if you work at a desk job or in a field that's already really good about providing accommodations, you may not realize just how essential those breaks are, that ability to continue working to particularly our low-income moms. We are trying to keep them employed and safe.
2 bills have been filed in both the House and the Senate. We'll keep you updated as they progress through the Statehouse.
Time now is 5:08. Former Purdue basketball star and longtime Indiana high school basketball coach Carl McNulty has died. He was 89 years old. The Cass County native was an All-American and 2-time MVP for Purdue. He still holds the single-game rebounding record for the Boilermakers with 27. McNulty played in 1 NBA game before moving on to coach high school. He spent 29 years at the high school level, 18 of them at Kokomo, where he won 13 sectionals. He ended his career with 413 coaching victories. Besides basketball, McNulty was one of the Midwest's premier fast-pitch softball players, throwing an estimated 100 no-hitters over 44 years.
Turning now to Butler basketball, it was a battle of the Big East at Hinkle Fieldhouse last night as the Bulldogs took on Seton Hall. Both teams coming into the game on a 6-game winning streak. The 5th-ranked Bulldogs got off to a slow start, but led by 10 at halftime. Unfortunately, they could not hold off the Pirates. Miles Powell led Seton Hall, scoring 19 of his 29 points in the second half of the game. In the end, Seton Hall handed the Bulldogs their 2nd loss of the season with a score of 78-70.
It is 5:09. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is promising an explosive 4th of July weekend at the track.
And this year, a brand new race will be part of the Brickyard 400 festivities. Yesterday, IMS announced that for the first time, NASCAR's 2nd-tier Xfinity Series will race race on the IMS road course instead of the 2.5-mile oval. The move is just one of the top 10 changes Roger Penske asked staffers to come up with as a way to bring in new fans and give different experiences to fans.
One of the top 10s was to take the Brickyard and take it to the top level where it should be. And I think the change, having a road race on Saturday, then having the concert Saturday night, and certainly the Brickyard 400 on Sunday, it's a big change. And I think it's a precursor of what we can do in the future.
Pennzoil has come on board to sponsor the Xfinity Series race, with Big Machine Vodka still the primary sponsor for the 400. And it's going to be busy this summer at the track. May 9th is the IndyCar race on the road course. May 24th is the 104th running of the Indy 500. Then in July, the BC 39 USAC race kicks things off. That's followed by the Xfinity Series on the road course July 4th, with Florida Georgia Line concert and fireworks afterwards. And the Brickyard 400 wraps up the weekend on Sunday. I'm exhausted just thinking about it, Todd.
Woo. Warm weather,
but before we get to all that, yes, we got to get through the cold weather.
Yeah, this month we've been running well above normal. Today's really the first day that we're going to struggle to get our temperatures above normal. And that normal high this time of year is 35 degrees. As you walk out the door this morning, you're walking out to no fog. That is the good news. Visibility is not an issue, but we still do have a little bit of cloud cover that's in place this morning. But temperatures are on the cooler side, as we'll be in the 20s throughout much of your morning commute. Radar is pretty quiet as well. You just see the clouds when we throw the satellite picture on, and that is just about it. And we expand out in the back edge of the cloud cover just off to our west, and that's going to start to work its way in throughout the course of the day today. So we get the sunshine back. That'll be welcomed here across the area as well. We're just not going to warm much at all. Mid-30s to the south, low 30s along I-70, upper 20s will be your high temperatures in northern locations. The time now is 5:11. Stick with Good Morning Indiana. We'll be back here in just a few minutes.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
Well, it's a landmark day in Washington. The formal articles of impeachment against President Trump are now in the hands of the Senate, setting the stage for only the third trial to remove a president from office in American history.
The president is being tried on 2 charges: abuse of power and obstructing Congress by allegedly pressuring Ukraine to investigate his rival Joe Biden. Today, the 7 impeachment managers, led by House Intelligence Committee Chairman Representative Adam Schiff, will read the charges aloud to the Senate. After that, Chief Justice John Roberts will swear in the entire Senate. Then the White House will be formally notified of the pending trial, and President Trump and his counsel will be summoned. The trial is expected to begin on Tuesday. In Russia, the entire government has resigned, the announcement coming just after President Vladimir Putin suggested constitutional changes. The proposed changes would push power toward the parliament and the prime minister and away from the presidency. Some analysts say Putin is setting the stage for the 2024 election, when he is set to step down from office, believing he's looking to become prime minister again. The 67-year-old has led Russia for 2 decades as either prime minister or president, shifting between the roles because the current Russian constitution prevents someone from serving more than 2 consecutive terms as president.
Well, the U.S. Virgin Islands is suing Jeffrey Epstein's estate. The lawsuit filed by the territory's attorney general claims the disgraced financier forced girls as young as 12 to have sex at his multiple homes located on the islands. The suit also says victims were held in sexual servitude, with at least 2 being recaptured by Epstein after trying to escape. Epstein allegedly used a system of private planes, helicopters, boats, and cars to transport the victims to the island. According to the suit, the enterprise stretched from 2001 to just as recently as last year. He died from an apparent suicide last year while being held in federal prison awaiting trial.
So much needed rain is falling in Australia, bringing hope that some of the fires devastating the country will be put out or at least slowed. Thunder showers have helped to improve the air quality in Melbourne, clearing out smoke and haze from the massive fires. But the rain is also bringing new concerns. Lightning from the storms has sparked new fires, and authorities say the heavy rain could lead to flash flooding. Parts of the country have been hit with a month's worth of rain in just hours. Todd, it seems as though Australia just cannot catch a break. It's awfully unfortunate.
Yeah, a lot of times you think the rain's good, but if there's thunderstorms, those lightning strikes can cause cause issues. We see that out in the west a lot here in the United States as well, but thankfully they are getting some rain, and hopefully the heat will remain a little bit lower than it has been. 30 degrees, that's the current temperature right now. And here's the player in the forecast for the day today. It's the wind direction out of the west-northwest. That wind direction's a chilly wind direction. It's a little breezy this morning, but it's going to keep these temperatures that you see right here from warming much at all throughout the day today. So there's not a whole lot of warming that's going to take place. 33 right now in Bloomington, 28 in Crawfordsville, 32 in Richmond. 30 is the current temperature as you make your way up into the Peru area, and it's 31 in the Tipton area. The clouds are in place this morning, but these should move out pretty quickly throughout the morning hours once the sun comes up, which is a little after 8 o'clock, and we start to bring that drier air in here. So it might not be the brightest start for most of us across the area, but we will get into the sunshine during the day today, and we need the sunshine after yesterday. What a dreary day that was, although the temperatures were well above normal, right around 50 degrees today. We will not even get close to 40 degrees for our afternoon high. Skies will be partly cloudy from about 9 a.m. on, with temperatures holding steady right around 27 degrees. Should be right around 30 degrees by the 1-2 o'clock hour, and then temperatures will maybe go up another couple degrees, and that's just about it for your afternoon high, and then falling back down to 28 at 5 p.m. So you'll definitely need to bundle up. Tomorrow, the clouds are back in place. Most of the day is dry. In fact, the daylight hours tomorrow will be dry. So your morning commute's okay, your evening commute's okay. Once we get beyond that, that's when we're going to start to bring in a rain-snow mixture across the area. And the rain-snow mixture initially is going to be along a warm front, and you can see by 10 o'clock snow is falling across the area, and it'll continue to fall into the midnight hour, especially in northern locations. But the timing's good. Unless you're going to be out late Friday night, most of this falls while you are asleep at night, and then by the time we get to Saturday morning, about 5-6 o'clock, there's still a little bit of a wintry mix in northern locations, but most of us go over to all rain throughout the course of the day on Saturday, where we could see about a half an inch of rain. As far as the snow potential goes, we're not looking at a whole lot along I-70, a coating to maybe a half an inch at best to the south, maybe a few flakes. It's in these northern locations where stay a little bit colder, that Crawfordsville, Lafayette, Logansport, Tipton, about 1 to 3 inches with those 3-inch totals the further north you go across the state. But again, a lot of that falls during the overnight hours and not during the time where you'll be driving around for the most part, unless you work those overnight hours. You won't have to contend with it. Saturday, about a half an inch of rain at 48. Anything that does fall melts away. And then there's the cold air. Sunday, a high of only 20. Low temperatures in the single digits, and then highs will be below freezing at least until Wednesday afternoon. Lauren?
Todd, thank you. It is 5:20, and here's a live look right now at your commute near downtown I-65 at West Street and MLK. Traffic here is moving along up to speed. Still pretty quiet there this morning. So let's plan out your drive. Good morning to you down on the south side. Here's your commute up State Road 37 from Greenwood. Starting you off at Stones Crossing Road, taking you to the Harding Street ramps, a 13-minute drive. No major issues to slow you down. And then across the county, as we look at County Line Road, heading up to I-70 in the downtown area, it's a 12-minute drive to the north split. Let's take a live look right now over to our east. I-70 here in Midhofer Road. Some headlights moving across your screen, both eastbound and westbound. No crashes or delays to slow you down. At 5:20, if you've taken the prescription weight loss medicine Belviq, listen up. The FDA says that those pills might be associated with an increased risk of cancer. The findings are based on the results of clinical trials looking at the safety of the drug lorcaserin, sold as Belviq and Belviq RX. In a statement, the FDA says that it's not a certain drug, that they're not certain if the drug contributes to an increased risk of cancer, but felt it was important to make the public aware of the possibility. The agency says patients who are currently taking the drug should talk to their doctors about the potential risks.
Good news for romaine lettuce fans. The CDC and FDA say the nationwide E. coli outbreak linked to the lettuce is now over. The romaine in question was grown in Salinas, California. The outbreak started back in September. A total of 167 people in 27 states, including Indiana, were were infected. 85 people were hospitalized, with 15 developing kidney failure. No deaths were reported. The investigation into the source of the contamination is still ongoing.
If you're always rushing to buy last-minute gifts, you could be spending more money than you need to. Coming up, how you can save money while making sure you have the perfect gift.
And mothers in crisis will soon have another safe place to leave their infants. A new Safe Haven baby box will be unveiled later today. Details on where coming up at 5:30.
It's a Monday only at Ashley Home Store.
From teacher appreciation to birthdays, housewarmings, and baby showers, we've all rushed out to grab last-minute gifts, and that could be costing you more money. Couponing site SouthernSavers.com says creating a gift closet will stop that. They recommend stocking up on items that can be given as gifts during sales or clearance events. For example, need a gift for a teacher? There's a deal on gift cards, coffee, or other similar items. Think about buying them and setting them aside. You can also do the same for birthday parties, showers, and other occasions.
All right, well, Spotify now has playlists for your pets. The streaming site announced the new feature on Wednesday. To get the service, all you have to do is go to Spotify's pet playlist website, and then you can choose from 5 different pet options: cat, dog, iguana, bird, or hamster. The site asks you to define a few personality traits about your pet. You can also add their name and a photo. After that, a personalized playlist will be generated. Spotify is also offering a new podcast to comfort dogs left on their own. It's called My Dog's Favorite Podcast. It features reassuring human voices, relaxing music, and ambient sounds. We do sometimes leave the TV on for Molly when we're gone.
Yeah,
so
we'll do
I
that
kind of
too.
get that.
Yeah, I don't know what type of music
I know. I think
Gypsy would
we're
like.
gonna have to go on and find out. Do the personality test.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Todd. Well, it's going to be cold when people take their pets outside this morning.
Yeah, you know, you need to bundle up. It's January, right? We've been spoiled with these warmer temperatures, and it's a little bit of a reality check today. It's really going to be a reality check, though, as we get to the day on Sunday. Today, temperatures as you walk out the door will continue to fall off a little bit from where they are right now, right around 30 degrees. We should get back down into the mid-20s as the clouds start to thin a little bit here this morning. And then we just won't warm a whole lot throughout the day today. 34 in Indy, 20s to the north, mid-30s to the south with skies that will become partly sunny. So it's a brighter but colder day for us. That's the trade-off, that we get the sunshine back. The time now is 5:27. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Today at 10 on RTV6. This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Scary moments for customers inside of an Indianapolis business after this happened. How the owner is responding as police continue to search for the driver who's responsible.
And Mayor Hogshead has announced a new initiative to protect tenants against landlords. How the new legal resources can help renters in need. But first, here on your Thursday morning, there is a chill in the air.
That's right. You can feel it as you step out the door, and Todd Clausen is breaking down what we can expect in the forecast for our Thursday. Hey, Todd.
Yeah, first of all, as you walk out the door this morning, no visibility issues. So that is the good news. The temperature, that sits at 30 degrees. It is cold outside this morning, even though this 30 is actually still above normal. Our issue today is we're just not going to warm a whole lot as we work our way throughout the afternoon hours. 20s and 30s anywhere you go. 28 Crawfordsville, 33 in Bloomington, 30 Tipton to Peru and over to the east, 32 degrees in Richmond. Lots of clouds this morning, but no precipitation. Yesterday evening, as that front went through, there's a little bit of drizzle that was out there throughout much of the evening hours. That has come to an end as well. And throughout the day, these clouds will start to thin out, and we will work some sunshine into this forecast, and it's going to be welcome sunshine. We really haven't seen a whole lot this entire week, so just be a little bit patient here this morning for the clouds to move out. Once they do, the skies will start to brighten. Only 29 though by the time we get to the noon hour, with high temperatures today, Lauren, only in the low 30s.
Todd, thank you. Here is a live look right now at traffic to the northwest side, I-65 and I-865 in the dog leg. You can see traffic here is moving along just fine. No issues to slow you down. So let's take a look at some drive times and plan out your commute for your Thursday. It's a 12-minute drive from Ronald Reagan Parkway to I-65 at the South Split. If you're taking I-70 eastbound, that's traveling up to speed. Continuing on I-70, let's get a look over here on the near east side. Our INDOT traffic camera at I-70 at Rural Street and Keystone Avenue. You can see traffic is picking up in both directions. No crashes or delays right now on the roads for your commute.
A terrifying moment caught on camera. This morning, police still looking for the driver that crashed inside into a business on the west side of Indianapolis around 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. Our Kelsey Anderson joins us live this morning with the details of this ongoing investigation. Kelsey, where do things stand right now?
Well, right now, as you can see, the outside wall is boarded up and all this rubble is still out here, and that is from that crash yesterday afternoon. So take a look at this video. This is who witnesses say was driving the car yesterday, and there were 4 people inside, including the owner, and thankfully no one was hurt. Owner Jeremy Steffen says the driver quickly got out of the car and took off, not showing any regard that she could have seriously hurt everyone inside.
I've been in business for almost 8 years, and I never expected a car to come through my building. No, and it's a minor setback, but we're strong. We'll persevere. Well, I mean, as long as they get the building up and going again, we'll do what we need to get this place back and ready for the people again.
Steffen says he hopes to have his store back open by Friday as long as it's safe. He says he doesn't really need this wall fixed. He just needs to make sure that it's safe for his customers to come into the store. Now, if you recognize the woman that you saw in that video, you're asked to, IMPD wants to talk to you, and that number is 317-327-3811. We've also got our picture over on the RTV6 News app. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you. It is 5:34. Churches on the southwest side of Indianapolis are out thousands of dollars thanks to thieves looking to cash in on valuable metals. West Morris Free Methodist Church and 3 other churches have been targeted since last summer. West Morris says that 7 air conditioning units were stolen, a financial toll of $30,000. The church was hit again at the end of last year. The thieves stole more AC units and catalytic converters from church vehicles.
I'm saddened to hear that other churches have been targeted, but unfortunately not overly surprised.
Well, in October, Chapel Hill United Methodist Church was also hit by a catalytic converter theft. Experts we spoke with say that AC units and catalytic converters are valuable because of the valuable metals inside, like copper. The churches we spoke to say they're getting help through donations and talking to council members about cracking down on the crimes.
We're learning more about the conversation and the actions that led to the arrest and charges against the former president of Franklin College. According to court documents, Thomas Minor used a dating app to send sexually explicit messages to someone he thought was a 15-year-old boy, when in fact he was actually talking to an undercover police officer. Minor made plans to meet with the teen at a fast food restaurant in Wisconsin. He told detectives he knew he was meeting up with a 15-year-old and that he was going to, quote, mentor him. Franklin College fired Minor Monday after he was arrested. Minor is facing multiple charges, including child enticement and use of a computer to facilitate a child sex crime. He's scheduled to appear in court January 27th.
5:35, and people renting homes and apartments in the Indianapolis area will soon have another way to deal with bad landlords who refuse to fix terrible living conditions. Mayor Joe Hogg said Fair Housing Council of Central Indiana and Indiana Legal Services have announced a new tenant protection and legal assistance initiative. $250,000 will be used to increase resources for tenants dealing with an array of housing issues, including poor living conditions, eviction, and landlords who retaliate against their tenants.
We've got to start somewhere, and I appreciate the city for starting that effort. It's my hope that this will be a statewide movement and other cities will do something similar.
The initiative will also require landlords to provide residents a, quote, notice of tenant rights and responsibilities to make sure that renters are better informed of the laws that affect them. It's expected to go into effect sometime in the spring.
A new safe haven baby box is set to be unveiled in Connorsville today. It's being placed at the Connorsville Fire Department on South Fountain Street. Under the safe haven law, a person can surrender a newborn 30 days old or younger into a baby box without fear of criminal prosecution. Money for the Connorsville box was raised by the Hope Center and others in the community. This will be the 24th baby box installed nationwide and the 20th in Indiana.
Construction is set to officially start later this month on another new apartment complex right here in downtown Indianapolis. Block 20 will be built on what's currently a parking lot on Northeast Street right next to the Athenaeum. $20 million mixed-use development will have 77 apartment units, a restaurant, and a parking garage. The main entrance to the building will also be an area for artwork.
Here they will have a chance to take in the displays of public art, meet for a meal, grab a drink at the Rathskeller, all while admiring one of the remaining jewels of the 19th century's Indianapolis architecture.
Construction is expected to continue into the next year.
Big news for hundreds of temporary General Motors workers in Indiana and 6 other states. More than 1,300 temporary workers at 14 GM facilities, including Bedford and Fort Wayne, will get full-time positions before the end of March. GM said the workers will start at $21 to $24 an hour, depending on their seniority. They will also get improved health care, dental and vision benefits, company 401k contributions, and annual profit sharing checks. Eventually, they'll reach the top wage for a full-time production worker of $32 an hour.
Well, it's been just over 1 year since Purdue superfan Tyler Trent passed away from a rare bone cancer. And when he died, he donated parts of his tumors for cancer research. And now Indiana University School of Medicine is ready to announce some results. IU has been using the tumor models from Tyler's cells to improve cancer treatments. They plan to announce the latest on that research in a press conference this morning. Trent's parents will also be there to honor their son's memory. We have more details on that research announcement coming later today. Right now, the time is 5:38. It's Thursday, and as kids are heading out to the bus stop, Todd, what do they need to wear?
You know, they just need to bundle up. Yesterday, we had all those school delays due to the dense fog that was out there. No fog this morning, so get the kids ready. School is on time here this morning. 26 degrees, though, is going to be the average temperature as the kids head off to school. And then when the kids come home, it'll be brighter than it will be this morning. But we're also going to be dealing with colder temperatures and breezy conditions as our high today only gets up into the mid-30s across the area. But at least the entire day is going to be dry. We have clouds outside right now, but no precipitation. These clouds will start to thin out. We get some sunshine in here as well, so it's going to be a brighter day for us. And enjoy that sunshine, because tomorrow we bring back the precipitation, and actually it's going to be some snow for us, but it's not till Friday evening after sunset. Saturday it goes over to all rain, but we have a decent amount of rain heading our way, at least for the first half of Saturday. We'll talk about both the snow and the rain heading our way coming up in Maine weather in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. The impeachment investigation moving forward with the formal articles now in the hands of the Senate. Coming up, the new claims being made about President Trump pressuring Ukraine.
And scientists say they are still on high alert for a volcano to violently erupt in the Philippines. Still ahead, the damage already done by the very active volcano.
Time now, 5:40, and here's a live look at traffic right now. This is down on the south side, I-465, State Road 37, the Harding Street exit, where traffic is picking up this morning. Traveling smoothly. We'll continue to keep a close eye on the roads and let you know about any crashes or delays. We'll be right back after this short break.
Oh, Tesla, show more of you.
Welcome back. It is 5:43. Here's a live look up on the northwest side of town. You can see traffic is traveling up to speed on I-465 near West 56th Street. We'll continue to keep a close eye on those roads. We should be good to go for your Thursday morning commute.
The impeachment showdown is gaining a lot of momentum. This morning, the Senate has the articles of impeachment against President Trump. An associate of the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, makes several claims in a new bombshell interview. ABC's Megan Tevrizian is in New York with the latest.
The formal articles of impeachment are now in the hands of the Senate after being hand-delivered by the 7 Democrats appointed to prosecute the case. President Trump maintaining it was all a hoax, even as new details emerge about his actions in Ukraine. In a new bombshell interview on MSNBC, an associate of President Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, says the president was in the loop when it came to pressuring Ukraine.
President Trump knew exactly what was going on. He was aware of all of my movements. I wouldn't do anything without the consent of Rudy Giuliani or the president.
Lev Parnas, a primary player in the impeachment, who is also facing indictment and more potential charges, is doubling down.
It was never about corruption. It was strictly about the Burisma, which included Hunter Biden and Joe Biden.
Parnas suggesting Vice President Pence and Attorney General Barr were also aware of the pressure campaign.
To my awareness, Trump called up and said to make sure Pence doesn't go there.
So you believe that Mr. Pence's trip to the inauguration was canceled because they didn't agree
Oh, I know, 100%.
to announce the investigation.
New evidence handed over by Parnas was made public by the House Intelligence Committee. Text messages, emails, and handwritten notes. On May 3rd of last year, Giuliani messaged Parnas on WhatsApp, quote, "Boy, I'm so powerful, I can intimidate the entire Ukrainian government." When asked if he had any comment on the Parnas interview, Giuliani telling ABC News, "None. He's a very sad situation." This latest interview could put pressure on senators to demand new witnesses, possibly even Giuliani himself. Senators will be sworn in as jurors today in the impeachment trial, which is scheduled to begin on Tuesday. Megan Tavrizian, ABC News, New York.
It is 5:46. The Trump administration is lifting the hold on $8.2 billion in aid to Puerto Rico. That money was approved by Congress to help the island recover from the hurricanes Irma and Maria back in 2017. According to the administration, the funds were held in order to ensure it would be spent properly. The lift comes as Puerto Rico also working to recover from a series of recent earthquakes. Lawmakers and Puerto Rican officials have been dismayed over the delay, accusing Trump of forgetting that Puerto Ricans are American citizens.
The Transportation Security Administration says it took a record high number of guns at airport checkpoints in 2019. TSA officers found more than 4,400 guns in carry-on bags or on passengers. That's up 5% from 2018. Officials say 87% of those guns were loaded. When flying, guns are supposed to be unloaded, packed in a hard-sided locked case, then taken to the airline check-in counter to be declared.
At 5:46, it's been 3 days since the tall volcano in the Philippines began spewing ash and lava. Against government warnings, some residents there are now returning to their homes to rescue their animals. As they arrived, many of them found their homes destroyed. Cell phone video here shows horses on the island and their fur coated in thick ash after the eruption. More than 400,000 people have been evacuated because of that volcano. Scientists say they are still on high alert as they believe a violent eruption is possible within hours or days. Back here at home, we want to get a check of our forecast on this Thursday. Todd Clausen is standing by.
And it's a nice quiet forecast for us here for the day today. Just going to have to bundle up a little bit as you walk out the door this morning, as temperatures are sitting in the 20s and 30s across the area. 27 in Crawfordsville, 33 in Bloomington, 32 is the current temperature in Richmond, officially 30 degrees in Indianapolis. The temperatures today, well, they're not going to do a whole lot. They're going to be very, very sluggish to warm, and that's due to a northwesterly wind, which is going to make these temperatures that you see here feel even colder. So about 32 to 34 degrees for your high temperature this afternoon, but it's going to feel more like the 20s. And so you'll definitely need to have the jacket handy if you're going to be out and about throughout the day today. Now, the clouds are still in place. We don't have the fog, though, this morning. That's the good news. Visibility is not an issue for us here across the area. And then back off to our west, you notice the clearer skies. That's the drier air that's going to be working its way in as we go throughout the course of the day today. So initially, a little bit of cloud cover should move out pretty quickly, and it turns into a brighter day, and we really haven't seen much in the way of sunshine this week. We had a few peaks in the afternoon hours on both Tuesday and also back on Monday, but yesterday we were just locked in with those clouds. And tomorrow, as we go forward in this forecast, the clouds are back. Now, the daytime hours tomorrow are going to be dry. That's the good news. Temperatures still cold, right around 31 degrees. It's once we run into the evening hours that we start to run into some issues with the potential of some rain and snow across the areas. Let me go over to TrueCast and time it out for you. And I really think this times out well, because you'll be able to get your evening commute in just fine tomorrow. And then we get to the 10 o'clock hour, and many of you are probably just staying inside at that point. And that is good news, because it's a little bit of a wintry mix to the south. It's a band of snow from Crawfordsville to Lafayette at 10:30. We'll fast forward closer to the midnight hour. That band of snow moves to the north. As it comes in, though, there could be some pretty intense snow squalls coming through. So we could put down some accumulation pretty quick. And then as we go into the overnight hours, temperatures will start to warm. So it's at the onset of this storm that we run into the most issues with the potential of wintry weather. At 5:30, everybody's changing over to rain, maybe a little bit of a mixture here across the area. And then as we work our way into the portions of the afternoon hours on Saturday, it's just plain old rain. Along I-70, it's less than an inch, 1 to 3 inches to the north. Here's some specific totals for you in some of your hometowns and northern locations. And again, it's not a lot of snow, and it's going to basically melt away pretty quickly Saturday once the rain starts. But around an inch in Frankfort and Tipton, a little more as you work your way to the north. Some of the higher totals, Monticello, Peru, up to Logansport, and then closer into the northern half of the state. And then on Saturday, it's rain for everybody throughout the morning hours. And then once the rain moves out, that's when the temperatures really start to tumble. So Saturday evening will be dry. Saturday's high is 48. Sunday, though, down to 20 degrees. Low temperatures Sunday morning will be in the single digits. Wind chill values likely both Sunday morning, Monday morning, and potentially Tuesday morning likely will be below zero. Lauren?
Todd, thanks. Here is a look right now at traffic on the west side. Your drive times on eastbound I-74, 7 minutes from State Road 267 to I-465. No problems there. Let's travel into the downtown area. Give you a live look from our INDOT traffic camera at I-65 and I-70. This is at the south split. Traffic is picking up heading into downtown, but it's traveling up to speed.
Pepsi says it's doing more to go green. The company announced its plans to use 100% renewable electricity for its operations in the U.S. That means that products ranging from Lay's chips to drinks like Pepsi and Gatorade will be made using wind and solar power. As a result, Pepsi says it will be eliminating about 500,000 metric tons of emissions a year. The move is part of the company's overall goal to cut 20% of its greenhouse gases by 2030.
It's 5:51. Whitney Houston and the Doobie Brothers are among those making it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year. The Hall of Fame announced its 2020 inductees on Wednesday. They include Depeche Mode, 9 Inch Nails, and Notorious B.I.G. and T-Rex. Bands or performers can't be nominated until 25 years after their first album release. The 35th annual Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony will be held May 2nd in Cleveland, Ohio.
Chick-fil-A is offering its customers free chicken. The fast food chain announced that for the rest of the month, it's giving away free 8-piece nuggets nationwide. In order to get them, you have to create an account on the Chick-fil-A mobile app. If you already have an account, just log into the app and you can get those free nuggets. You can also swap out the nuggets for an order of their new Kale Crunch side. It's a blend of kale and green cabbage with a vinaigrette and almonds. The offer is open now through January 31st.
Well, Google is releasing a new feature to improve online shopping. After the break, how the tool is hoping to make finding on-trend items easier. It's 5:52. We'll be right back.
It's a Monday only at Ashley Home Store.
Google is making it easier for you to shop for clothes online. Oh no, this is the last thing I need to hear. The search engine is rolling out a new feature on mobile devices this week. It's a new section that takes terms like running shoes and shows popular products from stores across the internet. The tool focuses on clothing, shoes, and accessories. You can also filter the products by size, style, and department. Google says users will eventually be able to compare prices and read product reviews with the search results. Sorry, Todd. Lauren and I are no longer paying attention to anything you have to say. We need to order some new summer clothes here. Yep. See, look at those bathing suits.
I'm old-fashioned. I like to go try it on, make sure it fits, and I don't have to ship it back. So,
old-fashioned shopper.
Well, you're lucky that you have the time to do that.
To your little heart's desire, you just poke away on your phones there. All right, outside right now, temperatures are in the 30s. Storm Team 6 radar is quiet. That's the good news. Quiet all day long. You don't have to deal with the fog this morning either. And in fact, we get the sunshine back today after a little bit of a cloudy start. But here's the problem. It's going to be breezy. That winds out of the northwest. That's going to prevent us from warming much at all here throughout the day today, as temperatures will only top off right around 34 degrees. So we're at 30 right now. We only go up 4 degrees here this afternoon. So have that heavier coat handy. The time now is 5:56. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few minutes.